My name's Wendy DePaulis. I'm the curator of art and sculpture here at the Minnesota Landscape Arboretum. It's a little bit sprinkly today, but that's okay. We're all dressed for the weather. Thank you for coming out. We have just started these Arboretum Art Guide programs and these tours, and we're so excited that you'll be a part of this today. We want these to be a really interactive tour where we have a lot of conversation, a lot of fun. That's the only way you're going to get anything out of it. I don't want to lecture to you. And I think we should start by you just looking at this piece we have here today by Paul Granlund, a famous Minnesota sculptor. And not only don't just look at the sculpture, look at the surroundings. Look at up, look down, look around, and then we'll come back and have a conversation about it. So I'll give you a minute to do that, to just walk around. Sorry.
Sculpture cleaning now.
Perfect. Can't take it out of you. That's great. All right. Well, now that you've had a chance to walk around it, what did you see?
Well, although the sculpture has the main three figures here, there's also an additional one that's underneath there sleeping, which I wouldn't have noticed if I had walked around it.
So she noticed that we've got three figures up on top, but this hidden, she thought this was kind of a hidden figure that she thinks might be sleeping down below. Interesting. Anyone else?
Or they're celebrating her life.
Okay, so someone else just comment that perhaps you're talking about the three up here might be they're in a celebration. What do you see that makes you say celebration?
They look like they're dancing.
They look like they're dancing. Okay. So the three of them to her look like they're frolicking, dancing. Anyone else?
Where is the title?
The title is not here right now. The title is in production. It'll probably be ready next week, and there's the signpost, something similar to that. It'll be on, and there's the endowment that was recently done too.
And
for it.
what would you title it? Yeah.
Ooh, good one, Miss Dosen. What would you title? Do you have an idea of what you would like to title this piece?
Joy.
Joy. Nice. Anyone else? And I suppose you're saying that because of the exuberance we just talked about. Okay. Anyone else have an idea?
I think joy over sorrow.
Joy over sorrow. So I think I know where you're going with that, but tell me about that.
Maybe they're celebrating the life of the child who's underneath.
Okay. So you're seeing that this figure underneath looks like it might be a child, and they're celebrating that child's life, but obviously sorrow-filled if that were the case, right? Would anyone else like to jump in before I give you the title that Paul gave to this piece? Okay. So it's called Winter and Summer Nymphs. So now that changes things a little bit, doesn't it, when you have the title name? And again, that's given to us by the artist. It doesn't mean that your interpretation is any more right or wrong, because artists love for you to look at their artwork and get whatever you might get out of it, right? People bring their whole history of their lives and stories to a piece of art. And if you make a connection because of something in your life, that's the highest praise you could give an artist. They want you to be connected to this piece. So I will just tell you quickly, because we're short on time, that Winter Summer Nymphs, Paul loved winter in Minnesota. And because of that, we think perhaps it could be that this might actually be winter. Does anyone joyfully play in winter at all?
Yes.
Yeah, right? We're Minnesotans. We have to get out in the winter or we would have to hibernate, right? And that's not nearly as much fun. So to exuberantly enjoy winter and then to allow who to sleep down there while winter's playing and summer's down there. And when you think about it right now, we're about to put winter to sleep in this garden, right? If you look around, there's a lot of spring blooms coming up. hyacinths and everything's unfurling. The leaves are just beginning to come out, and soon it will be winter's job to go to sleep. But right now, in this sculpture, summer is sleeping and being given a rest, because this is a lot of work, like to produce these blooms and these trees and these flowers. The other thing I want you to notice is the actual texture of the bronze. So what does that remind you of? If you look around where this is placed, what does the texture of Paul Granlund's work remind you of? Tree. Look at the tree barks here. So easy to see right now in the spring. Pretty soon you won't even notice them. Your eyes are going to be so distracted by the green, beautiful leaves that are on these trees, and of course everything blooming around. Dwayne's trying to pull our eyes away from those trees right now. Next week they will be pulled away in this triangular. I don't know if he did a triangular this year actually, as I'm looking. But yeah, these beautiful tulips that he's got that are going to bloom, and then he's going to put beautiful annual flowers in there as well. So, and when I said triangular, he usually does it to match the triangular shape of this base that Paul Granlund has formed for us. Well, thank you so much for your feedback on this and your engagement. I know Paul would be very happy. Now let's move on to the next piece that also is made out of bronze, but evokes a very different emotion.